You asked me for my ID. You said I need ID in order to
headed?
enter public building.
No,
All right,
turn-
this conversation's over. Thank you, sir.
You can't go inside of a door that's locked or barricade.
How could I go inside of a door if it's locked?
Said a guy went up without ID. Then we're gonna have ID.
Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Audit here. Back again with another video. Today we're at the state office building here in Saginaw, Michigan. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. All right, so let's do this over one more time.
Okay.
This is a public building, right? You're saying that I need ID?
Where are you headed? Yeah.
Well, I'm not giving you ID, sir. I'm going to go about my business in the public building, okay? Because you're telling... This is a public building, sir. You said this is a state building.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I just asked you where you headed.
What's your name, sir?
I just asked you your name. You wouldn't even tell me. I'm at work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not at work, sir.
Okay.
I don't need to give you my name.
But I didn't ask your name.
You asked me for my ID. You said I need
Where are
ID
you
in order to
headed?
enter public building.
No,
All right,
turn-
this conversation's over. Thank you, sir. So over here we have the Department of Health and Human Services. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So as soon as I walked in, I realized I wasn't recording, and this guy was asking me for identification. This is a state building, you need ID, all this craziness. Then he won't even tell me his name. Absolutely ridiculous.
Cold enough for you outside?
Excuse me, sir?
I said, is it cold enough for you outside?
It's pretty cold outside, yes, sir. Friendly reminder that they're always recording us, even though it always seems to be an issue when we, the people, record them.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Going up or down?
Up.
Third?
Yep.
Okay. We're fine with you filming. You have that right. But you do know that you can't go inside of a door that's locked or barricade.
How could I go inside of a door if it's locked?
Well, you can't have no one to unlock that door for you. That's on the other side. You can go anywhere in the lobbies.
Oh, I know where I can go, sir, and I wouldn't go into a door that's locked.
Okay.
I don't see how that's even possible without breaking the door.
Huh?
And
Well, no,
that would be a
sometimes we've
crime.
had them to come and they've seen someone inside.
Right,
It might wait to them, they come out and open the door, so that they can't do.
right.
All right?
Is it customary for you to ask everybody who comes inside of the building for an
Yes,
identification?
sir. Yes, we do, everyone. Because anytime you come up to a floor here, unless I see you videoing,
Right.
then I think that you're going to try to go through that door. So therefore, anybody comes on any floor has to show ID.
Has to show ID.
Has to show ID.
But I didn't show any
And
ID.
if you didn't show ID,
Right.
then they would ask for if you're here for an appointment, then I would call and have that person to come down and meet you. Now, First Amendment auditors, we're all for that. I'm for everybody's rights.
Right.
You know, I welcome
As we
them.
all should be.
I
Right.
welcome them to come here. But once again, I just want them to understand that they can't push on the door. 'Cause
Right,
we've
right.
had some who have, you know,
That's unfortunate,
have
yeah.
not done it, and that makes it bad on everyone.
Right. That's unfortunate.
But
That's
that's why
unfortunate.
that we do that, and that's why I did approach you.
Right.
Because you didn't sign in down there.
Right. As you know, I don't have to sign in to enter a public building.
No, you don't.
Okay.
But like if you're going through that door.
Right.
Then we're gonna have to have ID. you
Okay.
know?
Well, I
And
wouldn't go
that's
into
why
any
I
restricted
came up.
areas, right.
I figured you was probably filming.
Yeah.
He didn't say, he just said a guy went up without ID.
Right.
So, you know, but we do ask everyone.
Right. And what's the purpose of that? To ask
Well,
somebody for their ID?
Like if they're going to a certain place like the lottery, they can't go in lottery without an ID. If you don't have an ID and social security card, you don't get in. It's appointment only. Okay? We have other places in the building that are the same way, that has a locked door. So therefore, for you to get in, you have to have that appointment. If that's one reason we ask for that ID. Also, we have courts here in the building.
But what does the ID have to do with gaining access to the building? Do you store that information?
No, all that is tore up on that evening.
So you store it for the day, and then at the end of the day,
yes, end of the day it's gone. The reason we do that, what if something happens? We want to know who was in the building, what they were here for. You know, that's for that reason only.
All right.
At the end of the day, that's all tore up and thrown away. Now, I've had First Amendment auditors to come in here before.
Right.
I've asked them to sign in, and they did.
Right.
They signed in with their media name. That's
Right.
fine. That's
Right.
fine. At least they did, you know, they did something.
Right.
But just like with you, I approached them with the right attitude.
Right.
You know, you can't just go hollering at someone.
No, right. Yeah, no.
You know, and I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not going to do that. I've been in this game too long.
Right. No, I believe everybody should conduct themselves with respect,
Absolutely.
and everybody
Absolutely.
should de-escalate. Again,
Yes.
the officer at the front, the reason I started recording is because he started getting aggressive and saying, "You need ID. No, you're not going anywhere without providing me with ID." And
No, that's
you know,
not true.
yeah.
That's
So
not
he started getting aggressive. So I started recording, and I wanted to make sure that everything was, you know, on the up and up and everything, because I know my rights, just
Yeah.
like you know your
And-
rights.
and-
Seems
and
like you know
that's-
your rights. I know my rights,
And that's not true.
Right.
We do let people come in and go throughout the building without
right,
an
because your
ID.
security, right? If you call
Unless
law
they're
enforcement would
coming
allow them,
upstairs.
right?
You know, now if they're coming upstairs and they don't want to show ID and they're not a First Amendment auditor, then they're not going to get up here because we house CPS. Someone could come in and just had their kids.
See, I don't even know what officers you have
Yeah.
here. That's the whole point of
Yeah.
being here. I'm
Yeah,
investigating,
so
but
that's why we ask for that ID.
right,
from
yeah.
everyone. But like I say,
I don't
if
see
you-
how it serves a real purpose,
if you go
though.
to go
honestly,
into lottery, you have to have an ID, social security card. If DHS, matter of fact, is on this floor right here as well. So most of them work from home now, but the ones that are here is only by appointment. So we don't want someone coming up that won't show ID. Maybe they're here, you know, to do harm. We don't know. We don't know who they are.
right, and
you
just
know.
by knowing who they are doesn't mean that that's going to stop them from conducting any
it
harm or
doesn't.
anything like
but
that.
we do want that information if something does happen that day, or they are here and they do get hurt. We can go back and look on that log for that
Right.
day.
If somebody wanted to do harm to anybody here, sir, respectfully, if somebody wanted to do harm, they could just easily get a fake ID, right?
Yeah.
Or just run, or just
And-
go right past security, and you guys aren't armed, and they can harm you.
But
They can
now,
harm
like
people.
downstairs, if they come in and they want to be in the lobby, we do not ask. You know, we do ask for the ID.
Right.
If they want to refuse that, that's their right to refuse
Right.
that.
But and I think that you should
But
have a
we keep that
conversation with
contained
right
there.
But I think that you should relay that information
I
to
will.
the security
I will
guard
when I
downstairs,
go back
because
down
he made it seem that it was an ID or don't or get out my building,
No.
right?
No,
So he
you
had
can
that kind
come
of
in and
mentality,
tell me, you can say, "Well, I don't have ID,"
right? Because there are people who don't have ID,
and my first words to you are going to be, "Well, where are you headed?"
right?
When you say into DHS, then I'm going to sign you right in.
Right.
If you just go say, "Well, I just want to walk around here in the lobby,"
Right.
well, I'll sign you right in. Just give me a name.
Right.
You know. But if you're going to go to
And if you
once again,
and listen,
go to-
if you need to write something in the book, you
Yeah.
can put Ben Franklin, okay?
yeah, all right.
I'm just gonna take a look around the public
See, that
accessible
will work.
areas. Yeah, there you go. Put Ben Franklin down
That
there.
will work.
That's fine.
No. It's all part, right?
Hey, how are you? I guess don't sign me as Ben Franklin anymore. How are you, sir?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Really?
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Wow.
So he knows who I am, I guess.
Oh, I know. Every day.
Every day. All right, man. Take care.
So you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. I have a bunch of social medias. So.
All right, because
Yeah.
I watch them all the time.
Oh, really? Yeah, I have a bunch of social media.
Okay.
That's funny. I'm all the way in Michigan, and this guy knows
All right.
my full government name.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'm not a secret or anything.
Can you give me your name on there? Your channel?
Yeah,
whatever,
you could
so I
you could
can
write
watch
down.
it?
Yeah, you could write down Long Island Audit. Long Island.
Long
Audit.
Island. Okay.
This guy, he knows. Ask him about it. He seems to know a lot.
No, I want to respect everybody.
Right.
You know, we just want everybody else to respect us as well.
Right, of course. I think everybody should be treated with
I will
respect.
let that officer know.
Right, thank you. I appreciate that,
He
sir.
should know that by now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to remind
Just
him.
because it kind of escalated. Really, he did.
But we do-
And you'll see the video, and you'll see it was
Okay.
it was
But we do
it's not the way you
have to
treat
ask
the
for
way
that.
you've been treating me, sir, has been great, and the way you've explained everything to me. Again, I don't see any purpose for ID, but
Okay.
it's like I said, you can
But
write down
they do
Ben
ask for
Franklin or Long Island Audit
Okay.
on the
All
paper
right.
if you need to. Okay, sir.
All right. How are you?
Thank you. Good, and yourself?
Good. Okay, you still going up?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't want to be recorded.
Oh, ma'am, it's. I'm not trying to record you.
Oh.
We're just always being recorded, right?
Yes.
There's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
All right, sir.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day, okay?
You
Take
too.
care.
You too.
So he was, that security officer was nice enough. I really just don't see the benefit of providing ID at all. There is none. Maybe a tally of how many people are inside the building, which you could just count people. That would work. But, for fire purposes, things of that nature, that makes sense. That's reasonable to me. But identification entering a public building, and that officer, like I said, wasn't recording at first, but you saw he was very aggressive, but just made a mistake not hitting the record button as soon as I walked in. Hey, sir, you mind if I get your first name before I go?
Al.
Al, nice to meet you, Al. My name is
All
Sean.
right, yeah,
Sean,
Nice to meet you too.
nice to meet you. Have a great
All
day.
right.
Thanks for respecting our rights here today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Saginaw State Office Building.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting out of the state office building here in Saginaw, Michigan. So right from the start, I made a big mistake by not hitting the record button, or I hit it and it didn't start, but we were immediately greeted by the security officer who wouldn't identify himself. He escalated the situation, said I needed identification in order to access the state building, our building, we the people's building, and that's just not true, as we learned later. He escalated the situation. He said, this is a state building, you can't just go wherever you want. I understand that there are restricted areas, but the publicly accessible areas are open to the public. And if it's open to the public, I have a right to be there just like you have a right to be here. So thankfully, Security Officer Al was very knowledgeable of our constitutional rights. He watches First Amendment audits and activist videos all across the internet, and he was very knowledgeable on our rights. We actually even ran into a supporter who, as I'm telling Security Officer Al to put down in his sign-in sheet if he needs to put down anything, Benjamin Franklin, the other government employee, he said, Shaw Paul Reyes. So he knew exactly who we were. But at the end of the day, I have no problem with people knowing who I am. I am obviously a known individual. Google, you could just Google me and you'll find everything else you need to know. But at the end of the day, we were successful in exercising our First Amendment rights. We had a little hiccup in the beginning, but it was a successful audit. And these are important to show that there are security officers out here. There are government employees who support our work, support our channels, support our activism. And that's always a good thing. But let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe, God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.